Hello, everybody. Are you ready? Okay. Could you do me one favor to start with? Could you rise up, everybody? Yes, yes. Not only I needed that, you needed that. I can see that. Could you raise your arms and take a deep breath? And when you exhalate, you just sit down again. What a nice little exercise. We forget that. Well, I'm dividing our speech with Christian and me. We're divided, so I make it very, very short. Talk about not so much about sustainability. We haven't reached that yet, but a little bit about the finance in Denmark and how it has been working in Denmark for the last year since 2013 when we started. And we started to focus on communities because that's where care for elderly is. That's where the assignment is. Oh, thank you, but I don't think it works. So we have make a membership for communities in Denmark, and there are 98 communities in Denmark, and right now we are having half of them as members. And what do they get? They get an entrance to our booking system. Yeah, that's the one. I just want to show you. Wow, it's fantastic. Look at that. Wow. It's fantastic. So we got an access to the booking system. You can see where there is nursery homes and who you can contact, and everything is in there. And they get support, and they get help to start up, and they get it for a very, very little price, so we can get as many of them with us as possible. And today in Denmark, we are about 2,210 cycle pilots when we went in the end of 2023. And during the last 10 years, we have actually had more than 100,000 rides in Denmark, registered rides, because a few places, they have a manual registration, even though we have this fantastic tool. And that means in 23 we had 18,000 passengers on a ride, and that's very good. We are proud of that. And I don't know how to get back here. I will. Yeah, and about financial, I try to count all of it with me, but we have altogether raised about 4 million euro in the last year, since 2013 when we started. And it is divided on these different one. We have 22% on municipalities. That means their memberships that they pay every year. That's how it works. And then we have state funds. We are doing a lot of political works, as you also talked about, Christine. It's very important to get the government to have focus on what we do and what we think is important. So what we do, we actually invite both local politicians and government politicians out on a ride, because we can have meetings and meetings and meetings and nothing happens. But when they sit in the rickshaw, they will experience all this that you're talking about, that you all have talked about today, what it actually is. And then we have private foundations, because what we do as a secretariat, help me a little bit, how that? Secretariat, yeah, is that we try to listen to all the locations in Denmark and try to collect what do you have for challenge out there. So can we construct some kind of application to a foundation which will make a frame that they can do more rides in? Because our bottom line is not economy, not in the first one, but it is the number of rides. So it's fantastic. We are only one full-time, 230 hours in the secretariat at the moment, and 1 on 10 hours, and two students, helpers. That's run in Denmark, but it's not. We are trying to put it out locally. All of it is. And when we make a project with the foundation, we have collect all those challenges they have there. So we try to develop a better frame that they can work in and they can do the rides in. That's how we think foundation And as you can see, they are the contributor of most of our money. Then we have a little one, which is donation and companies. We do some events with companies. Not much, but we do a little bit. And we have been wiser and wiser working together with companies, because sometimes in their CRS, they like to have one day of entertainment, kind of. And they just want us to drop in and then go again. But we try to stick to them so they can contribute with our cause for a longer thing. For instance, we have one company which has actually taken a nursery home, not bought it and everything, but they have a group from the company coming every first Friday in the month to do rides, and that's a perfect way to spread out the good movement that we do here. And then I have put inheritance in it. We have made a plan for it, but everybody can donate their inheritance. If our passengers usually goes and die, they can get the inheritance to us, and they can actually, we have make a model, so it's actually everybody's getting something out of it. So if you look into our homepage, I can show the model, how it works in Denmark. It might work in your place as well. That's a very good model. Yes. So to speak, we have been experimenting for about 10 years, and we are trying to be more like what Christian said, try to have a more stable platform, a better foundation. So once we were 8 person, now we are 2, 3, 4 person at the most. So we're going up and down, so we cannot support our members out there, the location in the right way. We cannot work on the frame, we cannot work on the local politician, we cannot work on the government politician unless we have a power number in our back. So that's what we are going for now. Yes, newer stuff for some, but I hope that we can, during the next few days, we can have a discussion. I hope some of you have some good experience with this, or good suggestions, or whatever. We have a subscription model going on. We just had some funding for it, and now we're discussing how to do it. It's a case where we try to hire local coordinators for an area, so they can secure that all the roads around the bike is secured and is there, and there is ride on. Otherwise, he has to do something. So that's one to activate a local area. We just had 4 years foundation on that one. And then we have thought about, could we make a CWA certification on a location? So everything has to be in order in some way, make some rules about that. We don't like rules, but make some rules about it so it works. And then we have, the political model I just talked about. And then we have the business model where we like to engage local community, local companies. Imagine that 20 companies will pay 20,000 Danish kroner to start up. There'll be 400,000, there'll be 2 bikes, there'll be a startup, and then they, after that, pay just 1,000 a year to be part of it. So they get commercial about it, and we can make a general meeting for all of them once a year for that money. So it's very cheap to be a part of it. That's the point in it. Yeah, somebody is stepping behind me, so thank you, Ole. That's it.
Thank you so much, Søren. And just in case you didn't know, this is the former Danish queen. Well, she's still a queen,